This is Jeopardy, and this is Scotty Euclid welcoming you back to the channel. I'm excited. I'm playing a couple rounds of Jeopardy tonight, and I'm glad you're here to join me along with the game and me and something like that. No time to edit the introduction. Let's get right into the game. I am a returning champion with over $214,000 in fake winnings. I'll be up against Glenn, the bespeckled Glenn, and Irene in the striped shirt. Contestants, get ready to play Jeopardy! As a reminder, I have to buzz in right away, otherwise the computer buzzes in right away. And so that does make it a little distracting to read the clues, but I'll do my best. And here are the 6 categories for the Jeopardy round. Looks like a good set here. We have Europe, baseball, food, rodents, fathers, and fictional Fidos. That's dogs to you and me. One daily double. Clues are from 100 to 500 because that's what the game board looked like in 1987. Remember, all the clues were written before 1987, so keep that in mind, especially with things like baseball, where things may have changed since then. Speaking of which, we will go to baseball for $100. The answer is, for a right-handed batter, the shoulder which faces the pitcher. What is the left? Yep. Left shoulder faces the pitcher. It's kind of an odd clue to get us started with, but we're on the board. For $200, baseball. The color of the stitching on a Major League Baseball. What is red? We have a Major League Baseball somewhere in the house here. My wife picked it up on a trip once. Kind of fun. San Diego. She was in San Diego for that. For $300, the St. Louis baseball and football team. Well, it's the baseball team. What are the Cardinals? Yeah, the football Cardinals moved to Arizona after this game was produced. Of course, they were the Chicago Cardinals when they were founded. Baseball for $4. Gary Cooper portrayed this New York Yankee Iron Man, who was Lou Gehrig. Yeah. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. That's Lou Gehrig. $500. Black pitcher elected to the Hall of Fame, though he only won only 28 games in Major League Baseball. So one of those, the Negro League pitchers, Satchel Paige, the great Satchel Paige. It's a darn shame, too. He was supposed to be just a fantastic pitcher and would have just done wonders in Major League Baseball. But $100 for Europe. Dictator of Italy from 1922 to 1945. That long, huh? Who was Mussolini. Yeah, I spelled his name wrong. The hell with him, right? Mussolini was the dictator of Italy. I didn't realize it was for 23 years. My goodness, that's a long time. Didn't really make it out of World War II, though. Who is Benito Mussolini? So I guess they wanted the full name. Yeah, $600. Oh, I wish we had more baseball clues. Europe for $200. The answer is city of famous Checkpoint Charlie. I believe that's in Berlin. Yeah, that was Checkpoint Charlie was a border crossing in Berlin back when the Berlin Wall was a thing. Of course, that doesn't exist anymore. $300, Europe. The World Banking Center, which is composed of 22 cantons. I think that's Switzerland. What is Switzerland? $1,400 now. Europe for $4. It's the Daily Double. That's really enough. Well, it's $1,000. I think we can do 1,000. Legislative body of the United Kingdom. What is Parliament? Yeah, Parliament. House of Commons and the House of Lords. All right, Europe for $5. If the ruling family of this Riviera Principality dies out, it will fall under French rule, and that is Monaco. Interesting. All right, we go to food. Glorious food for $400. The answer is, this garnish and flavor agent is the most widely used herb. What is parsley? Yeah. Now, I've noticed this. When I was a kid, every time we went out to a restaurant, they always put a sprig of parsley on your plate. They don't do that anymore. Probably for the best, but still. These, yeah. Yeah, why don't they do that? These hard donut-shaped rolls are often eaten with cream cheese and lox. Probably because it's just a waste of money to parsley sprigs on the plate that nobody eats. What are bagels? Bagels. Don't make fun of my upper Midwest accent on that one. Bagels with cream cheese and lox. $200 for food. It's a chopped sweet pickle mixture used to disguise the flavor, the taste of stadium hot dogs. What is relish? Depends on the stadium, but they're not always that bad. Food for $300. The answer here is cherry and beefsteak are two kinds. What are tomatoes? Tomatoes. Beefsteak tomatoes. While they come back to the board here, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining me here on Jeopardy! 1987 for MS-DOS. What pigeons are called when they're eaten? Poultry. I'm going to take a guess. What is squab? Yeah, somewhere in the recesses of my brain. Squab is pigeon. Fictional Fidos for $100, please. We're halfway through the Jeopardy round. Here we go. Dorothy's canine companion from Kansas. Who is Toto? From The Wizard of Oz, of course. Fictional Fidos for $200. The answer here is Dagwood and Blondie's Pet. From the comic strip, but I haven't read that comic strip in 30 years. Daisy is the name of the dog. They still make Blondie after 90 years. They still have Blondie comic strips. He's still eating the big sandwich. For $300, his father's ghost accused Claudius of murder. It was Hamlet. Yeah. Yeah, Hamlet's the name of something. Yeah. The start of that play, that Shakespearean play. Let's go back to fictional Fidos for $3. Superboy's Super Pooch. Who is? Oh, good. Crypto. I was going to guess Super Dog. What a terrible answer. Crypto is the name, though. We go to fathers now for $400. Beaver's dad. His name sounds like a tool for cutting hospitals into sections. What? Was Cleaver? Oh, Ward Cleaver. That's his full name. Okay. I knew it was Cleaver, but yeah, the dad's name is Ward. Ward Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver, the 1950s TV show. $100 rodents. This laboratory animal's name has come to mean anyone serving as an experimental subject. What is a lab rat? No? That's what I would say. This laboratory animal's name, a guinea pig is probably what they want. It's come to mean anyone serving as an experimental subject. I think lab rat is a good answer. Guinea pig is what they wanted, though. They're both rodents. Irene with $1,100 now. Everyone's on the plus side. Rodents for $5. The answer is its valuable pearl gray fur has more hairs per square inch than any other animal. What is, I'm going to take a guess, say, what is a chinchilla? Chilla. Yeah. The chinchillas are super duper soft to pet, and they roll around in dust, and they're very cute little rodents. I got to pet one when I was a kid. It was very cute. Rodents for $2. The second largest rodent, its fur was once damn popular. Oh, the second largest, well, I told a D's nuts joke in the previous game. So the second largest rodent, its fur was once damn popular for making hats. What is the beaver? Yeah, beaver hats were very popular back in the day when people wore rodent fur on their head. Fictional Fidos for $400. Back to this category. Nick and Nora Charles's Terrier in The Thin Man, which was a movie from like the 30s. I think it's Asta is the name of the dog. Yeah. Comes up in crosswords a lot. Nick and Nora Charles, fictional Fidos for 500. In Greek mythology, this three-headed dog guarded the entrance to the other underworld. What is Cerberus? No. Sirius? Sirius is the dog star. I probably spelled it wrong. Cerberus. Well, apparently I did spell it wrong. Okay. Rodents for 3, please. These flying rodents actually just climb and glide. What are flying squirrels? Yeah. Just climb and glide, that's all. All right. And rodents for 4. This sleepy rodent was a guest at Lewis Carroll's Mad Tea Party. The Dormouse. I don't remember that. I mean, I kind of remember that. I would not have recalled that until I saw it. Fathers for 5. G.K. Chesterton's priest/detective, Father something, who is Father Brown. G.K. Chesterton was a very famous author in the late 1800s. I learned about when I was in college. For $100, the father of a mule. A donkey. All right. And our last clue under fathers for $200. The answer is a sweet nickname a chorus girl might call her rich benefactor. We still use the phrase today. What is a sugar daddy? Yep. Scotty with 5,300, Irene 1,600, Glenn 1,000. We'll play Double Jeopardy in a moment. We'll have 6 new categories, values from $200 to $1,000. And I've got to read these categories off because Glenn or Dan or whoever the guy is in the middle, he's going to pick right away. Here are the 6 categories for Double Jeopardy. Political pairs, flowers, the moon, San Francisco, the Kellys, and X marks the spot. The moon for 2. The moon is invisible during this phase. What is the new moon? Yep. Can't see the moon. And then you get like a waxing crescent and a waning crescent, eventually a full moon. I like these categories too. Let's go back to the moon for 400. Illegally made liquor. Liquor, I hardly knew her. What is moonshine? All right. The moon for 600. On the moon, this is approximately 1/6 of what it is on Earth. What is gravity? No. I bet that's pretty trippy, being up there. The moon for 800. From Latin for moon, from the Latin for moon, a word for a person who is nuts. Luna is Latin for moon, so it's a lunatic. That's what they're going for. I like the Latin name for moon. I like Luna. Well, Luna, wasn't that a Mario character? Princess Luna? Luma? I don't know. The calm and waterless sea upon which man's first footprints on the moon were made. What is the Sea of Tranquility? It's where Apollo, 11 landed. All right. X marks the spot for $200. They are sometimes rated X. What are movies? Although, I should say that The X rating existed in the 70s and 80s and then was turned into what we now call the NC-17 rating. So that clue is a little out of date. Yeah. $400. Daily double. Yeah, good run here. Let's go $1,500. Let's make it an even 10,000. Categories X marks the spot. Here's the clue. Brand name that has become synonymous with copiers. Xerox. Xerox is the trade name, and it's the scientific name for photocopying is xerography, which is dry writing is what it translates to, because you don't technically use ink. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. What do I know? French composer, blah, blah, blah. A French composer, Saint-Saëns, wrote Danse Macabre for it. What is the xylophone? I bet we can find that on Wikipedia. See, hear what that sounds like. San Francisco, my kind of town, for 1,000. The Mark Hopkins and Fairmont hotels sit atop this famous hill. What is Nob Hill? Yeah. Nob Hill. $11,000 now. X marks the spot for 800. Discovered by Wilhelm Röntgen. No, how do you say it? Roentgen in 1895. What are X-rays? And then for like 40 years, we didn't know just how dangerous they were. $1,000, X marks the spot. This Latin band leader is the ex-husband of Abby Lane and Charo. That's the Coochie Coochie woman from the 80s and 70s and 80s. This Latin band leader, who is Xavier Cugat, I think is how you spell it. Yeah. Xavier Cugat. Coochie Coochie. Charo, she has that very thick accent, and she'll go, Coochie Coochie. San Francisco for $200. She's still with us? I bet she is. Known as The Rock, it was at various times home to Al Capone, the Birdman, and an Indian tribe. What is Alcatraz? Yeah. The Indian tribe reference, I think, is in part due to like a 1970s protest where a Native American group like invaded the abandoned Alcatraz Island. It was a prison. It was abandoned. And tried to stir up support for Native American rights. Scott McKenzie's 60s hit warned visitors to wear this in their hair. All right, it's a long clue. These are wordy clues today. Let's read it again for the folks in the back. Scott McKenzie's 1960s hit warned visitors to wear this in their hair. What is a flower? Be sure to wear, when you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear a flower in your hair. San Francisco. $600, San Francisco. Stadium home of baseball's Giants and football's 49ers. Not anymore, of course. What is Candlestick Park? Now, of course, the 49ers play south of there in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium, and of course the baseball Giants, they play in that nice park right by the bay. Very beautiful park. $800, 1906 disaster, which hit the city following the earthquake. What is a tsunami? No. Does that... Fire? I think they want a fire. What is fire? Yeah. Yeah, the earthquake hit and then everything was on fire because it was 1906 and everything was made of wood. Political pairs for 200. Let's try this one. Former governor of New York, he was Gerald Ford's vice president. Who was Nelson Rockefeller? A very rich person, as I understand it. We're up to 15,000 even. Political pairs for 400. JFK was first elected to Congress in 1946, as was this other president to be. Richard Nixon was elected to Congress that year. There you go. Nixon and Kennedy would have that famous presidential debate, and ultimately Kennedy won it. Flowers for 8. The Cymbidium variety of this tropical flower is used in corsages. Nope. No, thank you. Glenn, what do you got? Orchid is what they want. An orchid for Glenn gets him $2,400 now. I have 15 grand even. About half the clues left to play. The Kellys for 800. Dancer, actor, and director in 1950s and American in Paris. Oh, yes, Grace Kelly. Yeah. No, Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly. Was he the one that danced with Jerry from Tom and Jerry in that famous movie scene? I think that was him. Political pairs for 6. He penned the Communist Manifesto in 1848 with Karl Marx. Who is Engels? Yeah, I don't know his first name, but apparently it doesn't matter. Engels and Marx. Political pairs for 800. Churchill and this U.S. president were 7th cousins once removed. Pass. It would not surprise me if it was someone like FDR, who served at the same time Churchill did. Was president at the same time. U.S. president who was, FDR, 7th cousins once removed. I had to look that up a while back, and I still don't remember. I still don't get it. Wikipedia has a good explanation on what that means. 7th cousin once removed. The Kellys for 1,000. His famous clown include sweeping up the spotlight. Who is Emmett Kelly? Yeah, Emmett Kelly with an extra E. Yeah, Emmett Kelly. The clown, you stay out, the clown, you sweeping everything up. Political pairs for 1,000. It's a daily double. I got both of them in this round, but I don't like this category. I'll try $1,400. Whoop, $1,400. So get me to $18,000 if I'm right. Here we go. This king's courtship with Wallace Warfield Simpson was called the love story of the century. Who is Edward the Seventh? No. It was early 20th century. It was Edward the Eighth. I was off by 1. The Kellys for 200. Kelly described the shade of this color. What is green? The Kellys for 400. The answer there is she starred in 11 films before retiring to marry royalty. Now's the time for Grace Kelly. If I can find the G. Grace Kelly. She was like the Princess of Monaco or something like that. The Kellys for 600. Walt Kelly created this possum character. Who is Pogo? Yep. Pogo, I think, was a comic strip character from like the 40s. I don't know why I know that. Flowers for 2. Donald Duck's girlfriend. Who is Daisy? Daisy Duck. How come Daisy Duck doesn't sound like Donald Duck? Donald Duck's got a sound, but Daisy Duck just sounds normal. What's that about? Flowers for 4. Citizen Kane's last word. What is Rosebud? Name of his sled at the end of Citizen Kane, the movie. Rosebud. Flowers for 6. This yellow flower supposedly gave its color to a common food. This yellow flower supposedly gave its color to a common food. Yellow flower, color to a common food. I don't know where they're going with this. I'm sorry. This yellow flower supposedly gave its color to a common food. Cheetos. The Buttercup. I suppose butter is a food. Flowers for 1,000. Last clue in Double Jeopardy. The answer is they are the subject of a series of paintings by Claude Monet. What are lilacs? No. Maybe I got my Monet and Manet mixed up. Lily pads? Is it lily pads? Are those flowers, technically? I don't know. But while we go through this, Irene won't be with us with Final Jeopardy. Glenn is $3,400. Could be $4,400 if he gets this right. $2,400 if he gets it wrong. $3,400 if he stays pat. He's going to try it, and he's going to lose the money. He'll put down $2,400. $16,000 for Scotty Euclid. Water lilies, not just lilacs, but water lilies. All right, friends, we're going to play Final Jeopardy in a moment. I'm the only one who gets to play because that's the way the game was programmed. And the Final Jeopardy category. The Final Jeopardy category, there we go, is landmarks. And what did our fellow in the middle have? $2,400? Do we dare go for $10,000? Let's go for $9,000. That'll give me $25,000 with the correct answer, and if I'm wrong, I still have 7. All right. Landmarks the category. Here's the Final Jeopardy answer. This former British landmark now stands in Lake Havasu, Arizona. I'll give you a chance to think about it at home. This former British landmark now stands in Lake Havasu, Arizona. What is London Bridge? Yeah. From London Bridges falling down, they moved it brick by brick to Arizona for some silly reason. $25,000 in that game. That might be one of my best rounds ever in this series. Another big win and another extension of the championship here. And now, all-time winnings, $239,299. I've got one more game in me, but I don't get to play it until next time. This is Scotty Euclid saying thank you so much for watching. Continue to do all those things you're supposed to do on YouTube, and we will see you for the next episode of 1987 MS-DOS Jeopardy. Bye-bye.